Thank you, Chair. All protocols observed. It is with great pleasure that I take this opportunity to introduce the sixth region to our Q3 quarterly results. Indeed, Q3 was a quarter unlike any other in terms of performance for our regional currency and the integrational objectives of the sixth region within the continent itself. And so without further ado, I would like to have access to screen sharing, please, so that I can begin my presentation. Thank you. Thank you. We begin our Q3 regional market update with the recognition that Q3 closed with the United Nations Summit in September of 2025, where all African leaders took the opportunity to speak with one voice with regards to the direction that Africa must take at the national level, and of course, the direction that the regional communities must take to achieve those directions indicated at the national level. And so indeed, the region both acknowledges the positions of the nation states and immediately seeks to adopt and integrate those positions within our regional policies. Within our Q3 regional market update, we look at our AI Africa training initiative. And indeed, we recognize that during Q3, our AI training program greatly exceeded the expectations and targets that we had for the quarter. At the end of Q3, we saw a total of 235,600 trainers trained within artificial intelligence as trainers. And of course, through those trainers, we witnessed a follow-up training of trainees in the total of some 2.2 million people, so that effectively the youth and the working professionals across the continent that have begun to take the AI training program have acquired a skill set, a starting point skill set that ensures Africa's success and participation in a market that is valued at some $1.5 trillion going forward, and a market in which the continent of Africa, in cooperation with the sixth region, seeks to certainly dominate in. We continue our Q3 regional market update in looking at the money market and looking specifically at the AKL LUMI. At the close of Q2, my apologies. At the close of Q2, we saw the LUMI USD quote exchange rate at some $27.80. And then, of course, at the close of Q3, we saw the LUMI dollar exchange at some $33.41. This reflects a gain in the quoted LUMI USD spot price of some $4.61 and reflects a quarterly return on investment of some 16.01%. For those who are quoting predominantly in USD LUMI, we saw that at the close of Q2, the spot price was at 0.03 bolts, and at the close of Q3, the spot price was at some 0.02 bolts, reflecting a total change of some 0.00604 bolts. For those of you who are not familiar with the bolts quotation, because LUMI does not use penny and cents, we utilize bolts for describing change. In our T to market quotation 2021 through 2025, we see that LUMI has gone from T1 at $15.96 to $33.41 at the close of Q3. And of course, our USD LUMI quote has gone from 0.06 volts to 0.02 volts at the close of Q3, demonstrating both the economic prowess and stability of our monetary instrument to endure unpredictability and difficult changes within the economy. Within Q3, we also made very important steps as it relates to reparations, which is the theme for the year 2025, justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations. As part of addressing the reparation theme, many members within the diaspora community have also requested reparations from African kingdoms. This, of course, has been an ongoing topic and has been raised with the kingdoms and addressed within the Reparations Act 2025. In this regard, African kingdoms have agreed to pay reparations to the diaspora in accordance with the stipulations of the Reparations Act 2025. In calculating the awards, we see that it was formulated around the historical discussion on 40 acres and a mule, where in the past we see that the historic value of 40 acres equaled $400, and the historic value of one mule equals $125 for a total of 525 US dollars in historical monetary compensation. In bringing that value into the 21st century, we understand that the historic intrinsic value of one US dollar was on median at the time of some 23.22 grains of gold. So that 525 US dollars in today's economy reflects 3,047 LUMI and 62 Bolt. And so consequently, the African kingdoms have agreed to pay an award in the amount of 3,047 LUMI, 62 Bolts as reparations to people of African descent. The reparations will go out in two distinct tranches, A and B, where tranche A begins with people of the British captivity, relating specifically to slavery-related reparations for people in Great Britain, Antigua and Barbuda, Africville, Nova Scotia, Australia, Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Solomon Islands, and Tuvalu. It should be noted that for people who are located within the US of A, they may qualify for reparations under Tranche A through Africville in Nova Scotia, notwithstanding all other recipients will receive reparations under Tranche B. During Q3, Africville at Nova Scotia was designated as a regional economic trade and development partner for both Africville in Gamoa, traditional area Ghana, as well as Africville in Ogooué, traditional area Ghana, where we will be building brother cities within the central region of Ghana that will interact with and trade with Africville, Nova Scotia. In addition to the brother sisters in both Gamoa and Ogooué, Africville, Nova Scotia will enjoy high interconnectivity with continental regional ports located in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, in Congo, Point Noir, and in Cameroon, consequently transforming Africville at Nova Scotia into a unparalleled trade hub for the diaspora as it engages with the continent in a new era of commerce and trade in this 21st century. And of course, as Nova Scotia becomes an economic powerhouse, that would obviously have significant repercussions for the diaspora community throughout the rest of Canada. In terms of giving a regional guidance, we advise that economic models and current financial systems that do not account for the robust participation of the 6th region and LUMI during the period 2025 through 2063 onwards should be regarded as outdated and incomplete. In following the spirit of the statements made by the leadership of the continent within the United Nations, it is clear that diaspora integration is not a topic for debate, and consequently, market participants need to start remodeling throughout the 6th region the participation of the diaspora within the continental economic framework. Finally, within Q3, during the media launch of the Diaspora Summit, it was announced that, of course, the diaspora will be established and is established as the 17th region of Ghana. So the 6th region is now also the 17th region of Ghana. And of course, there will be a diaspora summit hosted in Ghana from December 19th through the 20th. And of course, the host for that summit will be both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and His Excellency President Mahama, who is the African Union champion for reparations. Thank you.